Thank you for joining me from the dungeon of my house. We're going to be looking at the differences between a commercial dehumidifier and a piece of shit, a residential unit. Looking at form factor, this thing, it is a brick. It comes with pretty nice carrying handles, and that's because it weighs 90 pounds. But it is made of metal everywhere, where the residential unit is probably 30 pounds and entirely made of plastic. One feature that you're going to get with a residential unit is water trough, as crappy as they work. They never want to go back in. They get disgusting. At least this commercial dehumidifier does not have that. It is direct drain only, and this unit doesn't come with a lift pump, so you would have to have an additional lift pump if you were trying to get it up in the air. I just have it drain straight into my sump. It was the same way I was using this residential one, with a hose straight into the sump. The price difference, these you can pick them up at your local Home Depot for $200. I think I paid $280 for this, reoccurring every year because I've had to buy one every single year because they last 1 year. This was retail $650 from Vevor's website. I did get this one on sale for $500 for Father's Day, so a little bit of a significant discount there. Looking at power usage, this residential unit draws 8 amps and it removes 50 pints of water per day. This commercial unit draws 9 amps and removes 190 pints per day. So I think that's about a gallon an hour. That's 3-4 times as efficient. One cool feature that this unit does have is a removable display. You can connect it to these cords. I think it comes with a 35-foot line set maybe, so you can mount this screen and the controls, because it's a touch screen. Elsewhere in your home, maybe in the second story, if you were going to yeet this into your crawl space, you can control it from the outside. And I've noticed that the humidity is like very sensitive. You can control it 1% at a time, and it seems to be dead accurate. I fired this thing up yesterday, and within 2 hours, it dropped the humidity down to a crisp 45%, just as I set it. And I also checked it against my Nest thermostat, and it was showing an accurate 45% humidity down here. So I think this display is, or this unit's pretty accurate on the humidity reading. These residential ones I don't think they've ever been all that accurate. You'll set them to like 40. It's just like a rough estimation. And on top of that, they don't work in anything useful. It's like 5% increments. So if you were trying to get something pretty specific, you wouldn't be able to. I'll check real quick and see how low these go. All right, so this one goes from 20% to 90% in 1% increments. This one goes 35% to 85% in 5% increments. So this one can be set a little higher and significantly lower. In terms of filtering the air, this unit has a pretty darn big filter. I'll see if I can throw up a picture or zoom in here in a bit. And a normal one just has this cheap piece of crap. All right, I have them both running now. Yep, tons of airflow. Not very much airflow. That stands to reason. This thing actually does move an absolute ton of air. All right, we're gonna do a sound comparison. I'm not gonna move the camera or anything. I'm just gonna hit this on and we'll see what it does. All right, now you can hear this unit running. It makes quite an annoying ringing sound. I think it always has. Turn that off. Turn this on. And now with this one on, you can hear it slightly louder, way less ringing, and it's pretty much just a fan noise. One really cool trick that this unit does have is there is a adapter you can bolt on here and put a 4-inch pipe on and vent it in a different direction if you would like. The air intake still does come from the back of the unit though. So the reason I'm making this video is when I took delivery of this yesterday, I actually wasn't expecting all that much, but when I hooked it up, it took about 2 hours and it dropped the entire, I think it's like 1,400 square foot basement I have from 66% humidity all the way down to 45, just as I said it. And like I said, it was dead accurate because the Nest that's on the other side of the room started reading 45 as well, and it started off at 66 too. These normal ones, I've never had any good luck with them. I think it normally takes a whole day or even more to actually dehumidify this large of a space, even though they say they're rated for like 3,000-4,000 square feet, whatever it might be. And the reason I went with the commercial one is, I kid you not, every single year come like April when I'm getting ready to run these things. These residential ones never work. And this is like a newer thing. I've seen them last 6, 7, 10 years, but that's older ones. Ever since like 2020, when I started buying the newer ones, they just last 1 year. What will end up happening, if you look in the back, the coils will ice up on the bottom. The reason they do that, I believe, is because of the Freon leaks out and it ruins the balance that the dehumidifier needs to have in order to work properly. So unlike a refrigerator, if a little Freon leaks out, it doesn't really matter because it's still going to refrigerate and cool as it's supposed to. But in a dehumidifier, these coils need to get cold so water condensates on them and drips off, but not so cold that it freezes. So a slight tweak in its balance and they ended up breaking. Whatever they're doing now, I don't know if it's new Freons or just the pumps are actually that cheap these days, but they just don't last like they used to. And I'm not even so sure it's a manufacturer issue, because I've tried I think I have 3 different brands of these I tried. And then when this one croaked, again this year, I knew it was going to, I started looking online to figure out if anyone else had found a good one that still worked properly. And I checked reviews on pretty much all the units that I could buy either on Amazon or at Home Depot or Lowe's. And they were all virtually the same. Everyone's having problems with them icing up. They last 1 year, 2 year. I went on the forums to see if other people are having this problem that had talked about a solution. And the general consensus is the solution is go back in time and buy one 10 years ago, because that was the last good one that was sold. I'm going to end up seeing how long this commercial one lasts. I'll probably make report backs, in the next year or two. Well, yeah, I'll probably do them every year, showing how long this thing goes for. Because I'm hopeful that this actually lasts the 7 to 10 years a normal dehumidifier goes. I've even heard of some, like the really old school ones, lasting like 25 years before they were out of luck. But something I'm really interested in, I didn't know this, was when I was looking at I have an energy meter on the house, and I was watching the watt usage, and that's when it dawned on me that this thing is using like almost no more power than this unit. And when you have the hose hooked up to here, you can see it just like drips out, drip, 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 pretty slow. This thing rips water out. Like I've never seen so much water come just flowing out of the tube before like that. And some people don't know this, but the power usage for dehumidifiers adds up, especially if you're living in a really damp location like I am. I think the water table is only a couple feet below my house here, so keeping the basement dry is typically a challenge. And it's not uncommon to add like $30 a month to my power bill just in dehumidification. And I think this thing, if from what the results I'm seeing, it should be a lot less, more like $10. So I'm pretty excited to see at the end of the month what the complete measurements are. And I'm also excited to see how many more years is left. Like, this thing is really heavy. It's bowing the table it's sitting on. It's so stout. So I hope they at least matched the quality of the pump to the rigidity of the unit itself. It does feel very well built. So in the future, we'll probably be checking in again. Till then, catch you later.